you know what's hot as the sun right now? That's the Barbie movie. So before we jump
Mm.
into the Haunted Mansion, I just wanted to ask you because you had a chance to go see Barbie this week.
Yeah, I
So
finally
what
got to
was that
see
like?
it. I went and saw it with a group of my friends. We dressed up, we got dinner, we went to see Barbie. Um, it was good. I don't know. I don't think it's like I don't know. I guess it's groundbreaking in a lot of different ways, but I didn't view it as being like societally like the most pivotal movie of all time, like some people are
Yeah,
naming it. I definitely think Oppenheimer was a way better movie. Um, I liked it though. I liked it. It was cute. It was good. It spoke to some things. I think it could have gone further in certain areas, and then I think in other areas politically, it just kind of like kept hitting you on the head with the ideas. So I don't
yeah.
know. I think it was a good movie. I don't think it was the best movie of the year. I think Oppenheimer was the best movie of the year, but that's just me. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it. But what is so crazy is that people are really so split in the way that they talk about it online. There are people like, I absolutely fucking hated this movie. And there are people that are absolutely like, I love this movie so much. And I'm like, I am Switzerland. I am neither. I am both. I am neither. I am living in the in between. But there are a lot of people that are very, very divided on this movie, but it's breaking records with,
Yeah,
yeah.
it definitely is. I mean, it was insane that it was able to the movie made like 162 million at the domestic box office opening weekend. And then by the time we got to like Thursday or Friday, it was already at like 700 million worldwide, right? So people were at that point, Deadline, Hollywood Reporter, Variety, all the big outlets, they're like, you know what, this thing is just destined to make $1 billion because it got like three-quarters of the way there in basically less than a week's time.
Mhm.
And now when you look at the numbers for what they're projecting for this second weekend, it's going to make like another 90 million, which is a less than 50% drop from the first weekend. That's insanely good for a movie that started out that high. It's rare to see movies like have that strong of a hold. And while at the same time, like, Oppenheimer is up to like 400 million worldwide. And that movie didn't even cost it cost like 100 million to make. It was
Yeah.
very cheap for like, because they didn't have any CGI really. It was all like, practical effects for the most part. So, both of the movies are doing fantastically well. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, there is a bit of a division on some parts of Barbie. I still think overall it's overwhelmingly positive for
Mhm.
both films. I agree with you that Oppenheimer is the better movie. I do think there's some political overtones in some areas where it's definitely not very subtle in Barbie, but
Mhm.
it's I still appreciated like all the songs and like the when Ken breaks out into song, or like
I'm
how
just
it
Ken.
ends.
Yeah, no, there are definitely
Yeah.
parts of this movie that I'm like, really great. I think it's
Hmm.
like it's a really good movie. It's a really good movie. Well, like fully dimensionally good.
Yes.
I don't think it's the best movie that I've ever seen in my life. Like
No,
some people are claiming. I'm like,
right.
that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, there's a lot of movies. I mean, you can look at things like Avengers Endgame, or like one of
Yeah.
the Harry Potter movies, or like any of those really big movies, or back like a few years ago when it seemed like every movie was, not every movie, but like every other movie in the summer was making $1 billion. There's a lot of movies out there that just become this cultural phenomenon, and it doesn't mean
Yeah.
they're the best thing ever. It just means that everybody wants to see it and see it again. So I
So
think
good.
the fact that it's making so much money it speaks to the watchability of both of these movies, and the
Yeah.
fact that this Barbenheimer phenomenon is so wholly unique that it's still pushing along both films. Like now, I think we were talking about this before the show,
Yeah.
because of Barbenheimer, like, and now we have a Haunted Mansion, Mission Impossible is still there. There's a
It
lot of
was
other good
a
movies.
record-breaking box office weekend, you guys. It
Yeah.
was like this past box office weekend. Well, it doesn't even include today, right?
Well,
So,
including, so this whole weekend, this is the
yeah,
last weekend in July. I think the numbers are like north of 217 million at the
yeah.
like the domestic North American box office, which is the best July, weekend of the year, or of ever for
I
July.
think it's of all time, which is
Yeah,
kind of crazy. So yeah, it's still going. I also Margot Robbie projected that this is going to be $1 billion movie, and I feel like it's going to make way more than that. You said Top Gun
yeah,
made like 1.4.
yep. And then Super
I
Mario, yeah, yeah. And
oh,
then
was it
Super
Super
Mario
Mario?
Bros. This year was like 1.35 or something. So Top
Yeah,
Gun is still like Top Gun is slightly more than Super Mario, but Top Gun is from last year, right? So
yeah.
when you look at the highest grossing movie of this year, that's Super Mario Bros. And the second highest is like the Guardians of the Galaxy
I
Volume
feel like
3.
Barbie is going to surpass it
Yeah,
because in 2 weeks to almost be at like over
uh, yeah.
$700 million, like
It's
they
already well
only have
past it.
5 million to go. Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's only the second weekend. It's probably going to be in theaters for a few more months. I feel like
yeah.
I might honestly go rewatch Barbie because I think there were so many political references and like so many jokes that I feel like I need to watch it one more time to really let it all sink in. Some of the Mattel jokes were pretty funny. I like
Yeah.
you had to laugh at it. Like it was good.
Yeah, and I love Will Ferrell's character. It
Yeah.
was, it definitely felt like watching this movie. Like everybody was having fun. It almost felt like a stage play where everybody was in on the joke and they're
Yeah.
just having fun. It just there's this earnest like fun to it where every time you thought, oh, they're not gonna go there, oh, but they go there with like some of the
They
jokes.
are.
Yeah,
They are
so
there.
and then like Oppenheimer is such a diametrically opposite movie in terms of how
Oh,
it treats its subject matter, which is, it's a much more serious, much more dramatic, and it's based on real life events, so it's a whole different kind of film. But I think it's rare to see two movies that are so diametrically opposed, and I think that's really working in both of their
mhm.
favors. And yeah, I mean, look, this movie is Barbie is going to already have surpassed Guardians of the Galaxy by midweek of this upcoming, which would be it's only its second week in release. And Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy took months to get to like that 800 some odd
Mhm.
$1 million. So it's already gonna be the second highest movie box office of the year by the time we get to its third weekend. And at that point, everything else is just like trying to catch up to Super Mario and then beyond. And given that Super Mario took months to get to where it got, and it wasn't like as front loaded as Barbie has been. I think that with August looking not that strong comparatively speaking, there's not a lot of big movies in August that are coming out. I think Barbie's got the runway here to just keep
Yeah.
on
To
chugging,
keep
especially if
coasting.
it keeps
Yeah, just
making
like
like
Top Gun did
20
last
million
year.
every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of my friends, when we were going, and one of my friends came into town, and I was like, "Hey, you want to come with us?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'll go see it a second time." And so I feel like it definitely has that sort of complexity that you want to watch it one more time in order to fully understand like everything that's said, in order to like fully like immerse yourself in the experience. And I definitely think it's a movie that is easy to watch twice,
Yes.
three times,
Yeah.
versus like Oppenheimer. I need to watch it
Yeah.
again, but I'm gonna wait a couple months. Like, it's one of those things that is so like it's so blah. The subject matter is so
It's very
heavy,
visceral.
and yeah, 100%. And
Yeah.
everything, it just like releases all of these emotions, and you need a minute before you can rewatch it. Whereas Barbie, I think, is a little easier on the palate, but complex
Yeah.
enough that you want to watch it again.
I
So
absolutely agree. Yeah.
we shall see. But
Yes.
the Haunted Mansion.